guys, welcome to the Better You podcast. And if you didn't know, it's your girl Yazzi Sangari, your favorite girl on TV, on your Instagram, on your social media, everywhere. And welcome to the Better You podcast. I know I've been MIA a little bit. That's because life has been lifing. I was supposed to do this podcast a long time ago, and I've gotten so much support from friends, family, fans. But life has lifed me a little bit, so it took a while, but we're here. We're filming. This is our first episode, and I'm very excited about it. We're currently in Ghana, West Africa, and we're filming from Sugar Coated in East Legon, Accra. Around this time of the year is actually also a very significant time of the year for me, which I'm sure I'll talk about later on in the podcast. But yeah, and we're filming again from Ghana, West Africa. I'm saying this because there might be times that we will film from other places. Today, I think I'm feeling nervous, a little tired, but also very, very, very excited. I'm happy because I'm happy that I'm finally doing this. I'm excited about my team. I'm excited about my guests that are here today. And today we're going to get into it. I have with me one of my most favorite people in the world. Her name is Ohima Pia. She's my cousin and also my friend. And that is why I thought it would be great to have her as my first guest. Because she is one of my biggest supporters. Like, she really is one of my biggest supporters. She's been pushing me to do a lot of stuff. But most importantly, the type of friendship that we have, besides being family, we have a super, super, duper, duper bond. So I thought it would be good to have you as my first guest, so that we talk about our friendship.
Yeah.
How good our friendship is and how we're able to maintain our friendship besides family. So yeah, welcome, Ohima.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be on this podcast. She's been talking about it for months, and I'm so excited to see her actually put it into action and execute. I'm proud of you.
I know. So Ohima, tell me a little bit about yourself. What you do, who you are.
I'm Ohima Apia. I have a business out here in Ghana called The Nanny House. It's a nanny agency with CPR certified, first aid certified nannies. And that's pretty much what I'm about out here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so first of all, I just want to say, like, a lot of times, like, people that are family are also not friends. So how do you think, what makes our bond so tight that besides us being family, we're also very good friends?
I think first off, I feel like we're a little bit alike in a way. I feel like that's very important about friendship. You kind of have to be alike in a way, because you're a bit older than me, so it's like you kind of lead, and you lead well, you know what I mean? So yeah, you do. But at the same time, you're also like fun to hang out with. But then you're also like, no, don't do this, don't do that. You help me a lot. I've been out here for like 3 years, going back and forth from Cali to Ghana, and I feel like she's really helped me grow. I feel like you really helped me grow out here in many ways. Yeah.
Really?
So.
Like how?
And I feel like that's why I like to hang out with you. I feel like that's what keeps our friendship going, because I have a lot to learn from you, and I feel like sometimes you pick up little things from me as well.
Yeah, I do. So I want to say this on camera. Throughout the years, a lot of times I've had friends, and they'll do something that would like piss me off. Not just friends, even family, like even blood cousins. Like, let's say my mom's sister's son that like I grew up with. I don't like nonsense. So normally, like, if they do something, I'm just like, okay, bye. Like, just because we're family, I can love you, but just love you from a distance and not stay close. But Ohima has been so good to me and has shown me, like, pure, genuine friendship that I made a promise to myself that no matter what, I'm going to always do my best to work it out with you. And I have learned a lot from you, as much as you're younger than me. I've learned to be more patient with you. I've learned to be more kind. I've learned to see things from your perspective. And I see a lot of myself in you. I like that you said that there were a lot of like, because I feel like I see a lot of me in you. And sometimes when I see you just being you, I'm just like, oh, can she stop? Or can she go this way? Don't go that way. Because I know I went that way. And I know when I went that way, it didn't work out for me, or it went out that way. So I learned that, like, throughout my years, like, everyone was always like yelling at me, pushing me, telling me what to do. So when it comes to you, I try not to be that way with you. I'm like, okay, let me just more like understand you, be a friend, see where you're coming from, even maybe do the things that you're doing. And then I'm like, okay, maybe she will then see my perspective.
Yeah. And I think that's the same with me as well. Like, I feel like you, like, I feel like you have a lot to help me with, but I also feel like when you like nag at me or say don't do this or don't do that, or you see yourself in me from when you were younger and like wild and I don't know, out of control or whatever. I know you're probably like, oh my God, like no, you know, but at the same time, I also sit back. I've learned to sit back and think like, oh my God, she's just nervous, like she's just paranoid, she's scared that I'm gonna fall into the same hole that she fell into, and she's literally just telling me, hey, there's a hole right there, like, you know what I mean, like don't fall in there. You're just being a little bit, you know, harsh about it, but I think it's all love at the end of the day. So,
you think I'm harsh about it?
You can be sometimes, but I think it's all a part of just who you are and how much and how badly you want the best for me. So I think it's just like, you know, a whole bunch of emotions that go into your like, you know, just like you said, you get frustrated. Like, oh my God, like, don't fall in that hole, girl. There's a hole. Yeah. It's a hole.
It's
don't
right
fall.
There in front of you.
Yeah. So you've obviously seen a lot more than I have, or whatever, and been through a lot more than I have. But I think we did kind of, you know, we have been through the kind of similar things in a way. So
without giving like too much personal details, like give an example of something similar that we've both been through. I have one. I mean, even moving to Ghana, because you're like me, right? You went to America at a very young age, just like I did. But I started coming to Ghana more often earlier than you did, right? So that's something that you and I have in common, you know. And if I can remember clearly, like sometimes I tell you, like, okay, when you're paying the Uber driver, don't use your left hand. Like, they will get pissed off. Like, just when you see an adult, like, greet. Because believe it or not, the society that we're coming from in America, like, these things are not normal to us.
Right.
You know, it's not normal to not be able to use your left hand. It's not normal that you have to, like, greet everyone. It's not normal that you have to call people madame or boss or, you know. So I feel like even those little things are little things that sometimes I tell you about, or like maybe even dressing. Because in America, like I literally can put on if I'm in LA, I could put on a bikini and walk around all day in a bikini because I'm at Laguna Beach, right? And it's normal, like no one will look at it weird, you know. But in Ghana, if Ohima is going to Labadi, she still has to like wear full clothes, get to Labadi.
Yeah, that's definitely one big thing that I can say. You really like opened my eyes to you and like my like family members as well. But when they first told me, I didn't really like pay attention. But then I realized I slowly started noticing that in Ghana you really can't wear just anything. We in America, I feel like we just wear things, or like in California, I wear stuff because it's hot. You know, so I might wear a crop top or like some shorts, and they're pretty short because it's really hot. You know, so that's what I would try to do out here, but then it just doesn't, it's not the same because people look at you like you're trying to, well, also I think it's because there's a lot of prostitution out here as well, like on the streets.
That's the top. Listen, guys, don't worry. This podcast will delve into other conversations at a later time. Like we'll talk about like, you know, diaspora stuff, all that other stuff. But for today, I want us to just focus on how to like have you know, like I'll give an example. Him is one of the few like, you know, friendships that I have that I would say that I can be so pissed off at Ohima, but I'm never blocking her. I'm never like not picking up her calls. Like it's like we fight, we argue. I'm not gonna sit here and like sugarcoat it like.
But it's
we
like
don't.
sisters. Like, yeah, it's like sisters. Like, I know I can't be completely mad at her because I know that anytime she gets into an argument with me, I know she just thinks she's trying to help me. You know, so I can't. Well, like you can't get mad at someone that thinks that they're trying to help you because they're, at the end of the day, they're trying to help you. You know what I mean? They're not trying to hurt you or, you know, in any way. They're just letting you know things, and they're doing it harsh, or in my manners, I would think of it harshly.
You know, another thing, I think I've said something I learned from you. Another thing I've learned from you or him on is, oh God, I'm gonna cry. You know, so there was a time
I've noticed you were having tears in your eyes
yeah,
from a minute.
No, because it's I can't believe like it took me to this long in my life to learn to have such a special bond and a special friendship. And by the way, before I even say what I'm saying, shout out to my other sister, Hannah Newman Kondia. I really wish Hannah was here. Hannah should have, I mean, I love you very much on him.
Hannah.
But Hannah should have been my first guest, but obviously she lives out in Virginia. She's not in Ghana at the moment. Shout out to her. She will be on. I don't know, maybe we can phone her in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you could
I
probably.
absolutely love that. Shout out to Hannah because
Hi, Hannah.
I would say that's another very, very healthy sisterhood friendship that I have as well. But that's what I was saying is one thing that I learned from you. One day you said something to me and I was so hurt about it. And you called me and you said something. You said, Yazzie, you need to realize that even though I said that, I don't mean it in that way because I could never look at you in a negative way like that. I'm saying that to you because I love you and I care about you. So let me try to give an example. Like if I tell you that like you don't look good or something, don't think that I think you're ugly. I could never think you're ugly. I'm just letting you know that today what you're wearing, and it touched me so much, and I was like, oh, okay, it's true. There are certain people in your life, like your mom, your cousin, your best friends. There's certain things. Like, for example, if they say like your boyfriend is not good for you or your business is, you should never think about it like, oh, this person is hating on me or this person doesn't love me, because these people could never feel that way about you.
Yeah.
You know, so I remember like that happened.
So I think although I have like we go through our little differences and stuff, the way I usually handle that is by just like giving it a break, like, you know what I mean? Because sometimes when you keep talking to someone, you know, over and over again, it's like, and you just had an argument, it just, you haven't really had time to sit down and really think about what they were really saying and what you were really saying and the conversations that was really had. So I kind of give you some time to think, and I give myself some time to think, and then I get back to talking to you again. Then it's just better, you know. Have you noticed that it is better when I just like stop and give it a little break and then get back into it? When everything feels better.
Which literally means like a day, right?
Yeah, like just like days, like literally. It's like it's not like I'm at home thinking, oh my God, I hate her. Like I've never really like sat down and been like, oh my God, I hate her. It's more so.
You did block me one time though.
Really?
Do you remember?
I block everybody.
Remember the day that Ema thing happened? I wonder if we're allowed to talk about it. Come on.
No,
let's talk about it. Okay. So, should we talk about it? I think we could talk about it.
What?
We promised to be organic. So, we have a mutual friend. Very good friend of us. We'll call him by the name Edward for now. So Edward was visiting from a certain outside country. And
wait.
we were supposed to go out, right? Now remember, like, I live on one side of town and Ohima lives on the other side of town.
Oh.
And when we were going out, where we were going was closer to where I live. So I told Ohima, like, look, it's late, just get in the Uber and come. And Ohima, I don't know whether she was trying to run game on our friend.
No.
I don't know.
Let me tell y'all what happened.
Let me finish.
It was never that.
she calls the guy or something, and I think the guy is like also
He's
trying
like,
to...
let me come pick you up.
Uh-huh.
He's like, let me come pick you up rather than taking an Uber. Have you already got your Uber? And I'm like, well, I guess, like, no, you can if you want to. So I agreed. I let him come pick me up.
Okay.
It was not me.
So now,
trying to
whilst
get
they were coming to my place now, they got pulled over, and, okay, I won't go into details on that, but for whatever reason, the guy got arrested, you know? So he gets arrested, and I didn't know. I'm just home. I'm getting ready. Then, you know, I get the call from Ohima, like, this is what's going on. She's at the station, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, cool. So, you know, I start making calls, calling lawyers, you know, trying to figure out what we can do to get the guy out. And then Ohima's like, well, I'm leaving. Well, why did you say you were leaving?
No. So I had been there for a couple hours already. Before she was even notified of anything. Like, the guy told me, don't contact anyone, don't let anyone know, I'm gonna try to handle this on my own. And I was like, okay, cool. But I just ended up just staying with him because I'm not one to just walk out on someone, especially when I was just with you. So I sat with him the whole time, and then we finally got to a conclusion of like, okay, let's just call Yazzi and see like what she can do, or you know what could I don't know how we could get out of this situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so she was called, and I think, I think she was just at the point where I was really about to leave for real, because they were all telling me to leave. The police officers was like,
and I got so upset. I'm like, you're leaving my friend. Like, this is my very
yeah,
good
but
friend.
I think you
like,
didn't know what was going
I'm
on.
like, this is your fault. I'm like, he never should have come to pick you up.
Yeah.
Where we're going is on my side of town. And there was no need for him to leave because the guy lives in the next building to me. So it's like, why would he leave, drive all the way to the other side of town just to come back for us to be on that? Like, it just didn't make sense. Mm-hmm. And in that moment, my mom instincts kicked in. I was like so upset at him, so I'm like giving it to her, which I will admit now that was wrong of me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But that's just probably me in the heat of the moment, being worried. So she was upset at me. She's like, yeah, I'm leaving. Then I blasted her. I gave it to her, and that was the time that you blocked me. Mm-hmm. Right? You remember you did block me.
No, yeah, definitely.
But we worked through it. Like, we worked through it, and I'm just bringing it up because I want people to understand that, like, if you value a friendship or a family member, you got to know that things will happen. It's like having a disagreement with your mom or your sister, but you got to understand that this person is someone you love, you care about, and you can always get through it, and you can always fix it.
Right. And you taught me about that, because for me, I'm the type, like, once I block you, like, I don't have to, like, talk to you ever again. But then she made me realize that, oh, that's just not what you do. Like, you can't just, like, if you say that this person's your friend, or you say that, this and that, you care about this person, you love this person, you can't just, like, block them because of one disagreement or something like that, because everyone has flaws, everyone has issues, so you have to take all of that into consideration.
And one more thing I've learned from Ohima too is perspective. And I guess I also learned that just from being in Ghana, because sometimes we get so wrapped up in our own worlds. How we're raised affects how we think, where we go to school affects what we do. So we get so wrapped up in our own stuff that we don't realize that other people have a different story. Other people have a different journey. Other people have different thoughts. Like, so there's absolutely no way you and I are going to think the same. Absolutely no way me and Hannah are going to think the same. Absolutely no way me and Ima are going to think the same. And Kwame, like all the people around us, crazy. Like, we're all going to think differently because we are all raised differently. Dad, like, we're all raised differently. We all have different views. So you kind of have to take a step back and analyze the person's upbringing, everything, and understand that this is why this person does that. Mm-hmm. This is why this person does that, mm-hmm. And I'm just learning all these things, and I'm very excited to be learning these things. So that's why I want to share it. It's like, okay, you got to understand the person. You got to understand that people come from completely different perspectives. And once you get to understand that, you, like, calm down, you see things differently, and you also learn how to deal and approach the person, how to speak to the person,
Yeah.
what to say, and like what not to say.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's just how life is. Everyone, like you said, everyone does come from different backgrounds. The way I take disrespect may not be the way you take disrespect, and just like with everyone else, like we all find
Like you like to just curse everyone out. When you're
like
angry.
like me, yeah, no. For me, I don't like to curse people out. That's why I just kind of like hang up.
No.
Me, I just hang up.
No. Don't do that because you on camera.
I might.
She will curse you out. But if you see, and that's what I'm talking about is knowing the person. Because sometimes the way you'll curse, like, I've seen you curse me out or other people around, like, I wouldn't take that from other people. But when you start to understand on him his life, her journey, then you understand that, like, girl, she's actually just a baby, like, throwing a tantrum. Like, this is just a tantrum. She doesn't mean none of this that she's saying, and then you let it go. But you're getting better at it. You're getting better. Like, you haven't done a cuss out in a while.
No, I don't like to curse people out. So what I usually do is, I don't like to. Just because I have before doesn't mean, like,
Okay.
You probably pushed that out of me. You know what I mean? It takes a lot for me to start wanting to curse you
You cuss
out.
out other people to me when you're angry at them.
What?
And she just gets on her phone and she just starts cursing them out to me.
But then what I do is if I curse someone out, I'm cursing them out to their face for sure, and then I stop because I realize that I'm cursing them out too much and it's not cool. So I just like block them or just stop talking to them, and that's when I start blocking people or unfriending people, because why am I really arguing with you? You know what I mean? Like, let me just block you so that I don't have to say, F this, F that, you be this. I don't want to do all that. So let me just block you.
You know one quality that you have that is a quality but also not a quality? I think you're too, almost like maybe too loyal. Like, you go above and beyond for your friends sometimes too much. Like, all of us. Not just me, but like a lot of your other friends. Like, you tend to like neglect yourself sometimes to make your other friends happy.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. I could see that, to be honest. I could see that, but I think that's also something that I'm also working on this year. Just kind of like doing me and not really worrying about what other people are doing. And I think this is actually very big because I have a lot of friends that are getting married, they're having babies, and they want me to be here and there and there and there. And before, I used to be there. I would be everywhere. I would try to go to like 5 weddings or be in everybody's face, but it's like I slowly realized, why am I really doing this? This is actually affecting me a lot. Like, why don't I just chill? My regular life is very calm. So why am I putting stress into my life because of others? Just because I know they're big deals, like babies and marriages and stuff like that, but I don't have to go to every single one of them. I think it's all right. And I think we have to make that normal.
Yeah, but
like, you don't have to go to every single wedding.
We discussed that for the wedding you had to go to last year in LA,
yeah,
in which you really wanted to go to the wedding.
Yeah.
But you weren't in the position to
no,
go to the wedding.
I just was going too many places.
And we discussed it, and then you made that decision for yourself, which I think is really
but usually, do you know what I would have done?
Yeah,
I would have hopped on it, like I would have gone there, like,
and that's what
and
I'm
just
talking
whatever
about.
stress would come out of it, I would deal with it.
Yeah, okay, so that's a good thing that we're working on.
I've been working. Have you noticed I've been working on that a lot?
Yeah. I think you've been working on it to the point that you're selfish. Because remember the other
Yes,
night, your friend
I've
wanted
noticed
to go somewhere,
that.
And I told you, I was like, no, you should go with her. Remember I was telling you, your friend that was visiting?
Okay.
Remember her?
Yeah.
And then she wanted to go somewhere, and I was like, yeah, you should go with her. It's her last night. And you were like, no, I've hung out with her too much.
I'm good. But no, I am getting a bit selfish, but I think I love that about me, because I used to always think about others, like almost I could probably like live for others kind of thing. Like I was living for others, and not in the way where it's like, oh, I'm trying to not be myself. I was very much myself, but living for others. If that makes sense.
You are working on that, but it's a good trait. It's good to
like,
have friends
oh,
that
this
you know
person
are
wants my
loyal.
energy.
Yeah.
Let me go over there. Oh, that person wants my energy. Let me go over there. But sometimes you're like, okay, of course everyone's gonna want, if you're a good person, people are gonna want you around.
You think you're a good person?
I think I'm an amazing person.
You're a great person. Just pulling your leg.
But I think you're an amazing person too.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, what's amazing about me?
I think that's why we're very, very close, actually. And that's the key to friendships for real. You have to be mutually amazing. You know what I mean? You have to be amazing, and I have to be amazing. You can't have an amazing friendship without amazing people in it. And one person can't be amazing and the other person lack being amazing, because...
And then you have to like be genuine to each other and real and honest.
Be yourself.
Yeah. Which, I mean, like, I think one thing that, like, we always knew each other as we're family. Like, our families always knew each other. But I think that's one thing that also drew us closer. Because, like, we got to Ghana and it was very, very hard for me to find that here. And I think it was a little hard for you to find that here, too.
Yeah.
So, like, it drew
Yeah,
us.
that also, I had no friends.
Yeah, we'll work on that. We'll work on that. And I think that, like, drew us together because, like, we were both here. So it just drew us to be closer to each other because we both kept going through stuff. Like, you know, and it goes back to, like, coming from a different culture and moving here, which we'll discuss later in another, on another episode, just like the whole transition in here. We'll discuss that. But it's really, really hard. It's not easy. And so that just, like, helped us get together and you know,
like we had like some type of bond from moving out here. She's crazy.
No, crazy in a good way.
Crazy in a crazy way.
She means crazy in a good way. So, I mean, some of the things we do to sustain our friendship, well, we spend a lot of time together, but then we also like spend a lot of time apart lately, especially since someone has someone special in their life now.
We spend a lot of time together, like almost every day. We spend it together. If this girl doesn't see me for one day, it's like, no. Okay, let me tell you a story about our friendship and one argument and how we mended it. So basically, I was just irritated at her. She like basically was telling me about myself or what she thought to be myself. And I just got upset at her. I stopped talking to her for a little bit, went on my little break. And then she was like, she called me. She's like, hey, you have, you left your Converse here. And I'm like, okay, that's okay. You could just like leave it there. She's like, no, if you don't come and get it now, I'm going to burn it.
I did say that.
Yeah, you said that. You were like, I'm going to go throw it away or burn it or something. I'm like, okay.
They're still at my house, though. You know that.
I know that.
I saw them this morning.
But then that's how she just wanted me to come. And I was just like, okay, let me just go. Because I'm not ever beefing
so when you
with
came,
my friends.
when you came, I don't even know.
It was just, it was just normal because I'm never beefing with my friends. It's more like I need a break from you. Like a little hiatus. Like.
And before we go too, I want to discuss one thing too. I do also think that my friendship with you helped me have a better friendship with my two sisters.
Okay.
My two sisters, Ann and Gigi. Like, the more you and I got closer and I realized how special our bond was, I'm like, don't get me wrong, my sisters and I are very close. We always have been. Yeah. But our bond is a little bit, it's a close in a way. And I saw the type of relationship I had with you, and I'm like, why don't I have this with my blood sisters? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I should have this with my...
I think we should actually talk about that too, because that's actually, another topic that's very important.
And I think it helped with you and your sisters.
Yeah, because your family actually doesn't have, they're your family. They don't have to be your friends, you know, but you have to love them. Well, it's not like you have to, you do. You're going to always love them, but they don't have to be your friends. You know what I mean?
It's fun for your family to be your friends.
Yeah, it's of course it's fun for your family to be friends.
And that's what I'm saying.
But it doesn't always work.
It doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
Because we're not all the same people.
Yeah.
Like you and I, we're pretty, like we like to do similar things, but also we're so different at the same time.
Very different.
But then I feel like underneath, like, you know, like very, like low key, we're like a bit similar or maybe I act the way maybe you used to be, so you kind of understand the way I am more. So my sisters, they're not like they're so different from you. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure your sisters are way different from me. So yeah, it's just everyone does. Bless you. Everyone doesn't have to be friends when you're family. Like
Okay.
that's your family. They're not your friends.
That's a great point that you brought up, and I'm sure again, guys, remember this is the first episode. We're gonna do more episodes, so I'm sure those topics will come up.
Yeah.
Maybe your sister can even join us, or like one of my sisters could join us. It's been a great time, Ohima.
It was nice.
I
It
had
was nice
fun.
with
I love you so
too.
much.
I love you. This was very interesting.
Is this your first time being on the podcast?
Yeah, actually, it is.
Oh,
It is
okay.
my first time being on a podcast.
Okay, so that's another first experience that we're sharing together.
It's your first time too.
Is it my first time on a? Yeah, it's my first time on the podcast too. You know, I've done other stuff, but it's my first time on the podcast, and we're gonna bring more for you. I hope that you guys actually learned something from this conversation. That you learned about friendship, keeping your friendships tight, learning how to understand each other, and remembering that if someone loves you, you have to be patient with them, you have to be loving, you have to be understanding. Guys, listen, the world like is crazy. There's so much other stuff going on. There's war going on. Life is too short, and your health is so important to like fight and beef. Learn to love and grow with your friends, the people closest to you. Keep it healthy. Keep it safe. I'm Yazzi Sangari. If I stay here, I will talk you to death. This is the Better You podcast, and we will be back with another episode. Have a great day.